Hey everyone, this is Bill Kalivas with Launchpad INW. We have a special treat today. We have my friends Heather Stratford and Christina Richmond joining us. Today's topic is cybersecurity, and you'll know why I wanted to bring this topic up a little bit later. But for now, let's just go ahead and do quick introductions. Heather, would you mind introducing yourself, please?
Sure. Super happy to be here. And I am the founder and CEO of Drip7, a micro-learning platform about cybersecurity and compliance education. And I'm also the one of the leads for Inch 360, the Inland Northwest Cyber Hub for the region in cybersecurity education.
Perfect. And Christina?
Yeah, so Christina Richmond, longtime industry analyst. You can think Gartner, IDC. My alma mater is IDC, and 20 years doing that. And I run my own company now, an analyst firm called Richmond Advisory Group here in Spokane. Great to be here, Bill.
All right. Well, thank you, Heather and Christina, for being here. We really appreciate it. We're spoiled in that we have a ton of subject matter experts in various topics. And what a lot of people don't know, Heather and Christina know, but something I've learned over the last few years is we just have a ton of great experience in cybersecurity in this region. And one of the reasons Heather and Christina are really focused on the cybersecurity community in this event. So Heather, do you want to talk about the event real quick? Can you give us a little update on what people should expect and what's going to be happening on the 18th?
Yeah, that's great. Super excited about this. Is our fourth year with Inch 360 and an annual conference for the region. Inch stands for Inland Northwest Cyber Hub. The conference is a full-day event that is focused on cybersecurity and AI. It has CBE credits. It is free with pre-registration. It also has varied speakers and panels from both local, regional, and national, including the FBI. There's a lot of resources. It is open to students as well as early professionals and IT professionals and senior professionals in cybersecurity. So it's really open to everybody. We want to build the networks and the resources within the community. And it is September 18th at Gonzaga University, which is where it was last year as well. There will be several hundred people there. We hope to see you.
Yeah, and let me just add, Heather, also, we've got, in addition to the 5 speakers that you see on the screen, we've got a whole host, many more speakers who will be on panels. We'll have a panel on audit and insurance factors in your cyber strategy. We'll have the intersection of AI and cyber, very relevant today, will be one of our panels. And then we'll also have a panel on what I learned from the breach, and we'll have some practitioners talking about hands-on what they learned during an incident. So come join us. Lunch is served, snacks, networking afterwards. We'll have some local dignitaries from the universities and other areas telling us about some grants that they're working on and how they're helping youngins come up in the cybersecurity community. So really excited to be a part of this.
I haven't heard the word youngins in quite a while. I'm so happy right now that you interjected that.
Gray hair, that's all I can say.
Gray beard. And it's so important though, because we're so blessed to have the Eastern Washington University cybersecurity program right here in the region, and they're just doing phenomenal. And what Stu Steiner and their team has done. But Heather, talk about a little bit about, because I know you and I were involved early on after the pandemic. A couple of the local cybersecurity organizations or security organizations had kind of gone away. And it was really you, I think, that started talking about, after when I was with Google Cloud, we did a cybersecurity event and a panel, and you were instrumental in helping with that. And then afterwards, it really, I think, was you who just started talking about the need for an organization like this. Can you talk about what was your, where did that desire come from, and what's your vision for wanting to kind of recreate that momentum here in the region?
Well, I have to admit that there have been a lot of people in the Spokane region who have worked on this over the years. So especially Mike Malin and the Security Coalition.
Mm-hmm.
I was a member of the board. It was pre-pandemic. There was also ISACA and ISC Squared and several regional groups that many people have worked on for years.
Mm-hmm.
But during the pandemic, we all kind of went home. Many of those groups disbanded. They just didn't keep going. And because of that, I just looked around and said, well, what are we going to do next?
Mm-hmm.
Because we need to come out of this stronger. We also know that Spokane as a region and the Spokane Coeur d'Alene area is becoming more techy, having
Mm-hmm.
more innovation, and cybersecurity. People just don't realize there are somewhere between 450, 500, 550 practitioners of cybersecurity within the region.
Right.
That's a lot. And so we need to have a group that can pull people together, can kind of coalesce in and be able to say, hey, I'm looking for somebody to hire, or
Mm-hmm.
oh, I have this choice between these vendors. I'm not sure. I'd like some input, or just I have somebody in my family who would like to get into cybersecurity. What do you recommend? So we need to have a group that really pulls all of this together. And Inch 360 was created to be that group within the Inland Northwest.
That's great. And then Christina, you've been involved now, what, over a year and a half?
I think Heather and I met maybe over a year ago. You introduced us, and that was great. One of the things that I'm super excited about is the amount or the number of women involved in this event specifically. I mean, you can see out of the 5 main tent speakers, 2 women, including Heather,
Mm-hmm.
and then Julie Davila is from GitLab, and she's going to be speaking. But then we also have, the FBI speaker coming, Zach Dalecki. We also have Kane McGladrey, who's a CISO, a practitioner, and we have Curtis Shelton coming from NetSpy. But 2 out of 5 women on a main tent speaking lineup is,
Mm-hmm.
from my 20 years of being on main tent lineups,
Mm-hmm.
that's a rarity. But we also have lots of women in the panel.
Mm-hmm.
So Maria Braun, Casey Wheeler, myself, others are going to be in the panels. So that's exciting for me because every event I've ever gone to over the last 20 years, I'm usually one of 10. It's usually
Right.
about 10%. So
Right.
Heather has made it a mission. And now that we're kind of tag teaming on things together, we've really made it a mission to bring women to this event. Super excited to be a part of Inch 360 because, it's a rare kind of community that can draw 200 to 300 people in attendance, which is what we drew last year, and we're expecting to draw again this year from all over the region. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited.
Well, yeah, 100%. And Heather has been a great ambassador for that cause, and I respect that tremendously. And we need to get more women, more people from underrepresented communities involved in cybersecurity, tech, life sciences, all the innovation, careers. So, well, we don't have a ton of time left, but I did want to bring up one other topic to get both of your input, since I have you. I have this friend, we'll call him Richard, and he had a phishing incident recently that he unfortunately fell victim to.
Okay, you're not talking about fishing at the lake where you're
Right.
not getting the trout.
Fishing
You're
with a
talking about
P. Fishing with a P.
PH. Yeah, PHISH,
So,
phishing incident.
So
Yeah.
let me describe it real quick, and then what I'd love to do is get both of your input on, number one, what should that person do if that happens so other people watching can learn? And number two, how can you prevent it from happening in the first place, right? What are the steps, best practices? So this person got a shared document via Google Gmail from a known person that they trust that said, we're sharing a document from so-and-so, and they actually kind of named the document something, and it was pretty familiar. And so this person opened it, and it was a blank tax form. And so right away, this person kind of knew, that's something fishy, so to speak. And then And then a few days later, I noticed that other emails were going out from that person's email to other people with a similar kind of phishing scam, right? Email, shared folder, things like that. And so I know this person changed their password. I know tried to take lots of steps to prevent it, delete it, whatever. But first things first, what should the person do if they fall victim to a phishing scam?
Heather, why don't you go first? You're the educator here. I'm happy to chime in and offer my thoughts, but yeah, please go first.
Any thoughts, Heather?
So the first thing to do is recognize that it's happened.
Right.
Don't brush it under the rug and say, oh, this can't be, and like, I'll deal with this later or next week. No, you need to deal with it right now. And you need to make sure that you scan your devices for malware and see what's on them. So you need to clean off anything that's there. You can have keyloggers, you can have all kinds of things that have been put into your system, your laptop, your computer, even your phone. Mm-hmm. So you need to make sure that it's clean.
Okay.
If you need to go to tech people, the Apple store, whatever you need to do, you need to make sure your devices are clean.
Right.
And changing passwords is a prime example of what you need to do in prevention, as well as what you need to do. But it's all the basics. You need to have separate individual passwords. You need to have dual factor authentication set up. You need to have antivirus on your computer. You need to have basic education, because there's attacks that keep coming out and you might not be aware of, hey, QR codes this year are in vogue, or you might not be aware of what's coming down the pike. And so you need to train your employees, if you run a company, if you're involved with a company, and also your personal family, whether it's you, your significant other, or children or elderly. You need to be the person to help have good hygiene, is what it's called. And it is protecting layer 8. There are 7 layers of security. There's a lot of tech that's involved with that. That's what the Inch 360 conference really talks about. But that layer 8 is the people. And the people are, what do you do? And there's several things that can be done. And we will be talking about it at the conference for addressing and knowing what to do with the people part of cybersecurity.
So is it fair to say, even if you know someone and they're trying to share a document with you, it's really good practice to double check with that person and say, hey, did you send me a document? Did you share a document with me that you want me to open, just to confirm?
There may be, and I'll just jump in if that's okay. I mean, there may be indications that people need to be attuned to. The document and the name of the person coming from an email that you don't recognize. That's a clear warning flag.
Well, this was an email that this person uses all the time, that receives and sends emails.
So they were hacked.
Yeah,
right. They were hacked. Sometimes, and AI is getting really good at making phishing unrecognizable, but sometimes you'll have a name of a document is wrong, but you're saying that the name of the document that this friend of yours received was appropriate and the email was appropriate. Sometimes you'll see poor grammar. Sometimes you'll see generic readings, but it sounds like a lot of that was real. So it's hard. You're not going to ask every single one of your friends, if they sent you an email.
No, and I think everything that Christina said is true. Today it's harder and harder to spot something that is a phishing attack. But some of the commonality is urgency. Hey, I want you to open this right away. So that you're not thinking. So urgency is a clear red flag. The other red flag is, are you expecting it? Just because you know the person has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, great point.
Are you expecting something to come through that requires an attachment? Because if you're not expecting it, then it might not be legitimate.
Yeah.
And so there are very key things that you can go through with education, and every employee in your organization needs to know what to do. And also the idea of, hey, if I have been hacked and I do suspect this, what do I do? Where do I go? If I have a ransomware screen, what should I do
Right.
when that happens? Because prevention is worth everything,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
Training people before the event. Think about a fire. You want to tell people, how do you get out of the building?
Right.
Or if you're in a car accident, you're telling that 17-year-old, these are the 3 questions you need to
That's
ask.
right.
Everything is about prevention and about what to do in that case. And it makes it so much easier when
and so Heather brought this up earlier, and it's so super important. It's worth reiterating. Passwords. People use the same password over and over again. Don't do that.
Right.
If it's too many passwords for you to write down or memorize, use a password manager.
Right.
Long characters with unique characters and numbers and capitals and small letters. The longer, the better. It takes years and years and years to brute force crack a password that is long and complicated. Anti-malware, antivirus software, those are really important. And then after the event, block the sender, delete the email, change your passwords. You can report phishing to a bunch of different bodies, anti-phishing net working group, a whole bunch. Report fraud, FTC. There's a lot of things you can do. You might think it goes into a black hole, and it may, but you have to protect yourself with the things that we've talked about here. And Heather was spot on with the password. It sounds so basic, but passwords really do help. And multi-factor authentication, that helps. Yeah.
So we're running out of time, but thank you so much. I think this was super helpful. I'll relay all that to my friend and make sure he watches the video. So once again, September 18th at Gonzaga University, the 2025 Cybersecurity Conference, Cybersecurity AI Conference. You don't want to miss that. And if you have any questions about Inch 360, go to the website. And it's really for really anybody interested in cybersecurity, right? You don't have to be a professional or an IT professional, but anybody who's interested in cybersecurity, which should be everybody, which is so critical. But thank you so much.